Common chord modulations are modulations that are made smoother by using one or more chords that are common to both keys. Now let's figure out how to determine which chords can be common between two keys. Write out the diatonic chords in each key. To help with this, you can use a chart like I have on this slide. Write out the diatonic chords of B-flat major. Then, when you start writing the diatonic chords of F major, line the 1 underneath the F chord. Then compare the B-flat major diatonic chords to the F major diatonic chords. If they have the same quality, then that can be used as a common chord. When comparing a major key to a minor key, use these chords in the minor key: the minor 1, the diminished 2, the major 3, the minor 4, the major 5, the major 6, and the diminished 7. Now true, sometimes the 5 can be minor if you're in the melodic minor, and that could be a common chord, but for our purposes, let's just use these chords right now. Line them up and compare which chords are common. You'll notice that between B-flat major and C minor, there are only 2 chords that are common chords. Analyzing common chord modulations is a 4-step process. Before we go on, we're going to take each of these steps individually, but we need to talk a little bit about cadences. Before you can find the cadences, you need to know certain cadence formulas. The authentic cadence is a 5-to-1 and is a perfect fifth down. The half cadence and the plagal cadence are both a perfect fifth up. Talking about the roots. Half is a 1-to-5 usually. Plagal is a 4-to-1. The Phrygian cadence is a second up, and that's only in minor keys. It's a 4-6-to-5 formula. The deceptive cadence is also a second up. That's a 5-to-6 in either major or minor. Now let's do the step-by-step process using Mozart's Viennese Sonatina, number 6, movement 2. First, listen to the piece. Next, mark the cadences and listen again to make sure they're correct. Now notice the differences in the keys. Going from C major to G major, you only have one difference, the F sharp. Since the key of C has no sharps and no flats, the F sharp is the difference. Next, find the first accidental that indicates the new key. Back up one chord. If that chord is common to both of the keys, the old key and the new key, then that's your common chord. In this piece, the first F sharp is the second beat of the second line. Back up one chord, which is a C major chord. It's a 1 chord in the key of C and a 4 chord in the key of G. Listen again to verify your results. Now try a minor example, the Minuet in D minor from the Anna Magdalena Bach notebook. First, listen to the piece. Next, mark the cadences and listen again to make sure they're correct. Notice the differences in the key of D minor and F major. They both have the same key signature, but in D minor, you have to take into consideration the raised 7th scale degree, which is C sharp. So the difference when going from D minor to F major would be the C natural. So that's what you look for. The first occurrence of a C natural is in measure 5, beat 2. Our formula is to back up one chord from the first accidental in the new key. If that chord is common to both keys, then that's your common chord modulation. The first beat of measure 5 is a D minor chord. That's a 1 in the key of D minor and a 6 in the key of F major. Now, since this one has a first ending and goes back to the beginning, we have to get back to D minor somehow. Look for the first occurrence of a C sharp. That's in the first ending, the last part of the measure. So if you go to the first chord in the measure, that's an F major chord, and that's a 1 in the key of F and a major 3 in the key of D minor. Listen again to check your work.